club in the hall, which is called the Hiking and Camping Club. And this was our first hike. This was my first hike in Hong Kong with all these amazing people. We went to Lama Island and it was a full day event. We went on the top. We were very exhausted. And so not most of us are not smiling in this picture because we were tired. And the second picture is actually for a coursework. This was a part of my course where we had to go to a fishing village in Tai O, in Tai O, and we had to go take pictures with these old cultural sites, which I had no idea about, and I was really worried. Because especially in these villages, you need to know the local language to navigate, and I had absolute no knowledge of Cantonese. But again, my beautiful group mates, they really helped me through it. Even though it was they had to take away time from their own work, they really showed me where to go. They helped me navigate, translate, and it was really fun. We went to a lot of places. We were exhausted by the end. And this picture was taken towards the end where we all were going back to the boat, which will take us back to the Hong Kong island, which is where our university is. And we have a lot of islands and mountains and a lot of places to explore in Hong Kong. So take your time to explore. The third and the last picture is of a lantern festival. It's an annual lantern festival in Hong Kong. Most of you would have heard about it. So this was my first time in this kind of to see this kind of a festival, and it was beautiful. It was impromptu. We didn't plan this. It was very random. We just went there, and we had an amazing time. And fortunately, we were also able to see the dragon dance, which was beautiful. The most amazing experience I had. But I was not able to take pictures, unfortunately, because my phone had run out of battery. And secondly, I would like to talk about my time in HKU and the halls. I live in Shanheng, which is a part of JCSV 3, Jockey Club Student Village 3. The main theme of this set of halls, it has 4 halls: Shanheng, New College, Chisan, and Lapchi. The main theme of these halls are inclusivity and international. So you have international people, you have exchange students, you have local students, you have people from all sorts of countries you can think of. Like on my floor alone, we had people from 8 different countries, and I would meet them like all the time. The whole day, they were the people who I would see all the time. I would see them in pantries, in bathrooms, and in lifts, going from one place to another. So my favorite part about these halls is you get to make a lot of new friends because you have a lot of clubs and activities which they organize. So like I told, I'm a part of the hiking and camping club. I'm also a part of the cooking club, and we organize like fun little activities where we cook like oatmeal cake or oat cookies or crepes and all those sorts of things. And my suggestion for you guys is, if you get into these halls, please join any club. They have even sports teams. You have Dragon Boat Racing Team, which is really amazing. It's like the first time I've seen any hall have that sort of team. And because you meet most of your friends through halls and through these clubs because they share the same interest, and you'll have an amazing time. Just join the clubs. It's amazing. In the first picture, the dog is his name is Jasper, and he's the dog ambassador of HKU. He's really old, but he's the sweetest dog you'll ever meet. He's like a doll. I love him. And the second picture, where I'm dressed very formal, it is for the monthly high table dinners, which the halls in JCSV3 organize. Even other halls do organize, but I'm more familiar with the JCSV3 ones. It is basically a fancy dinner you have while being dressed fancily with your fancy friends, having a fancy time. That's my favorite part of hall life, and I look forward to that. Like throughout the month, that's one day which I look forward to. And lastly, celebrating holidays with your hallmates. Since you're outside your home, you're not with your family, holidays can get lonely sometimes, but hall culture is so amazing. They sort of, all of you join together and celebrate these holidays together with other people who know what kind of position you're in and who know how they have been where you have been, like lonely and you're sad not being able to celebrate it with your friends. We had an amazing Halloween party, and there were a lot of competitions, and you got like small little prizes, which was really fun. And lastly, I would be talking about homesickness, because it's not even been a year since I've started my hall life and my university. The few problems which I faced in the first few months was language barrier and missing home food. So what we would do for language barrier, it's like you would go to shops to buy something and you would not be able to communicate with the shopkeeper, but you will slowly understand, like there are a few ways you can, like I used to type out numbers on my phone and show it to them to bargain, like, no, I'm not paying that much for a tomato, I'm not paying that much. So you slowly you will get through it, it's fine. It's like it'll be there for like 2 weeks and you'll adjust to it. For home food, for this, I would usually join all my floor mates and we would make like a elaborate food every weekend or like during holidays. And it was really fun. And sometimes it didn't really turn out that great. And we would just go out and eat. We would keep that food and someone would eat it eventually. In the end, what I suggest is Hong Kong is amazing. It'll feel like a home. It'll feel like your home in a few months. I remember towards December when I had to leave Hong Kong for Christmas vacation, I was really upset. I didn't really want to go home. I wanted to stay and like just keep exploring Hong Kong, be with my local friends, be with the friends I made, new friends I made. So don't worry about it. We are there. Your seniors are there. Everyone is going to guide you. Everyone is there to help you. You have people who have gone through the same things like you. It's going to be fine, and you're going to love Hong Kong. Next, my friend Drishika, she'll be talking more about the coursework in Hong Kong. So over to Drishika.
Hi everyone. I would be talking about the major minor selection in FBE and also the different opportunities in FBE and HKU. So starting with a little background information about me, my name is Drishika Gupta. I'm a year 2 student doing BBA with a dual major in accounting and finance. In HKU, I live in St. John's College and I'm from India. So a little about my program. In BBA Accounting and Finance, we have a professional core in accounting. This is 108 credits. So usually the majors in FB, they are around 72 credits. But this is a professional core. And the advantage for that is that when I want to appear for certain professional degree certificates like Chartered Accountancy, ACCA and all, so then I can get exemption from a certain number of examination papers. So that is a big help. That's why the professional core in accounting. Next, we have a minor in finance. It's 36 credits. All minors are usually 36 credits. And there's a lot of flexibility when it comes to minors. You can declare it from other faculties as well. You can choose to do anything. It's very flexible. Next, we are supposed to do language and common core subjects as well. That's part of our degree curriculum. So there are 3 language courses that we have to do. One is the year 1 English language course. It is common for all faculties. I personally took exemption from that course by showing that I have the required proficiency in English by showing my high school grades. So I could take exemption from it. Then there's the year 2 English language course. It differs from faculty to faculty. For FBE, we have the academic communication and business and economics. I'm currently taking that. And that is honestly very helpful. We should not be thinking about exemption from that. Lastly, there's the Chinese language course. I took exemption from that as well by showing that I have no prior background in this subject. And in lieu of these exemptions, I could take free electives. Free electives are again very flexible. You just have to, they are like to fill up your required credits. You can take free electives from any faculty, from any subject whatsoever. It's very interesting. In my first year, I took a free elective Introduction to Sociology, and I found it very interesting. Like it was something unique apart from my daily curriculum, apart from like accounts, finance. So it was fun. And then there are these common core courses. So we have to do 6 common core courses. They are from 4 different areas of inquiry, AOIs we call them. The 4 areas of inquiry are science, China, global issues, and humanities. So you take 1 course from each of these AOI, and then you have to repeat 2 courses from any 2 of them. And they are also very interesting. Like they have, most of them are like 100% coursework. They'll have different kinds of assessments. You have to make a portfolio. You have to go like on a field trip, like Harshita mentioned. So they are very fun as well. And so the total number of credits you require for a degree is 240 credits. Okay, moving on. This is about my course. So just to give you a glimpse about the different opportunities that we do get in FB, I took a screenshot of my mailbox, and I've highlighted a few mails. The first one, as you can see, latest internships and job opportunities. So on the FB website, there is this portal called the FB Job Board. I'm pointing to it here. So this email, you can subscribe to it, and they would send you emails like twice or thrice in a week, and they update you about all the latest internships, all possible internships all across the world. And they would tell you the job title, the company name, the deadline. And once you click on the link, they will take you to the portal and they will give you a detailed description about the job qualifications, the required criteria, everything. This is very, very helpful. So this talks about more about outside opportunities that are there, like from different companies offering outside of HKU. Then next, there is the careers at Cedars. So Cedars is a branch in HKU that looks after student welfare. And careers at Cedars would update you about the different things going on inside HKU as well. So supposingly there are different information sessions organized by Accenture, organized by L'Oreal about how it is like to work with them. So careers at Cedars would update you about that. And then there are a lot of interactive workshops about like CV and resume building, cover letter workshops, how to give job interviews. So about all those workshops, careers at Cedars would update us. Even job openings within HKU as well. Like for example, HKU library assistant position, and these are some of them are paid as well. So careers at Cedars would update you about that. Next, moving on, there's the HKU Business Consulting Practicum. So there are these courses in FB faculty. There are courses, and at the same time, they are like internship experience as well. So FB would tie you up with the company. They would associate you with the company, and then it's on you. You have to do client meetings. You have to come up with some sort of proposal for the betterment of the company. Like this, for example, this is a consulting course. So on the lines of consulting, I would be working with the company and I have to come up with the proposal. Oh, sorry, my bad. So I have to come up with a proposal to help them. And at the same time, this would be treated as a course. So I would have to submit weekly reports, for example, or maybe at the end of the course, I have to make a presentation or a video or something. It depends from course to course. Naturally, the coursework would depend. So it was a very nice experience. And the best part about this is that you would always have a mentor to guide you all along. When I'm doing the internship, I would have like, weekly meetings with my mentor, like the teacher who's conducting the course in FB. And he would tell me what I can do to make my internship experience better, more worthwhile. Oh, I'm really sorry about this. Sorry about this. Lastly, I just wanted to tell you about the webinar. So given the current situation, how we are moving classes online and we're moving classes online, everything is moving online. So like I said earlier, the interactive workshops, the CV building workshops, job interviews, everything. So that is also moved online. It's not like we are given any less opportunities now. So instead of seminars, we're having these webinars now. And things are pretty much the same, I would say. That is a big deal that FB has made all the efforts to keep things the same way for us. Moving on. There are a lot of case competitions in FB faculty. I did one in my year one. It was the KPMG Business Administration paper, organized in collaboration with HKFDS. So I formed a team of 4 people. The theme was risk transformers. So we had to submit a report. We had to find any problem in any particular industry and come up with a solution for it. And this project honestly requires extensive research work. This is a very good experience. It also looks good. It also looks very good on your resume to show that you have good research skills. You are hardworking. You are diligent, and you have your eye for details. And it was fun to do research on a topic outside of your daily curriculum, apart from your normal studies. Yeah. Moving on. There are also a lot of study abroad opportunities. There are summer exchange programs. There are semester exchange programs in HKU, in FB faculty. So in my first year summer, I went to the London School of Economics in UK. I did a course there on macroeconomics, and I got my credits transferred to HKU. So I don't have to take the course. I didn't have to repeat the course here again. And HKU provides us with a lot of subsidies for these study abroad programs. So in my case, like half of my expenses were taken care of, and God bless them for that. That was a big help. And this is overall a very nice experience. You get to make a lot of friends, a lot of international friends, as you can see in the third picture. I also planned my trip accordingly so that I could travel all around UK. I spent like 2-3 weeks extra just to travel. And the exposure to study at a renowned university like LSE is also experience to be cherished. Yeah. And in third year, we can do semester exchange. Usually people do it in third year. We have semester exchanges also. My friend Rebecca would talk more about that. I'm yet to experience. Lastly, I just want to say, please contact me if you have any queries regarding studies, regarding hall life, regarding HKU, anything. See you there. Bye-bye. And my friend Rebecca would be taking over from here.
Okay. Let's see, share screen. Oops. Give me a sec, 1 minute. PowerPoint. Why is it not working now? Okay, share screen, and then yes, and then share. Can you see it? Cool. Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Rebecca S. Wang, and this is a little bit about my study abroad experiences and experience at HKU. So a little bit about me. I am a fourth year student, final year. I'm majoring in ecology and biodiversity underneath the science faculty, as well as history under the arts faculty. So technically speaking, underneath the university system, I'm a local non-JUPAS student because I took IB at a international school in Hong Kong. But from a nationality perspective, I'm American Taiwanese dual citizenship, and I was born and raised in the south of the US in Austin, Texas, before moving to Hong Kong. So a little bit about my fields. So this is a few pictures about the ecology fieldwork that we are up to. So again, this is completely within the sort of normal academic course load that we have. You can see pictures of us doing night excursions at Long Fu Shan National Country Park, which is right behind HKU campus. There's the tallest mountain in Hong Kong. There's sort of Starfish Bay, mangroves, and then also some winkler bat extractions. So as you can see, there's a variety of things that you can get involved with, especially in the field work. There's a lot of emphasis on hands-on approaches. Additionally, there's a lot of emphasis on internationalism. So for example, in the mangrove project, we are working together with scientists and students from the University of Johannesburg from South Africa, as well as the University of Exeter from the UK. So there's a lot of things to get involved with from a science perspective. Same thing goes for the history side of my studies. So it's really hard to condense all my 4 years into one slide, but here are some sort of quick word clouds that show the types of things that I've been involved in, the 50+ projects and stuff, essays and things I've been doing. So for example, you can see that you can get involved with lots of different types from different countries. For example, under the HKU system for history, you do 2 classes related to Western history, 2 classes related to Asian history, or you can use sort of like a mix of global history and things like that. But in any case, you sort of cater the courses and classes you choose to your interests rather than trying to cater your interests to the course itself. So I did some stuff with American Working Class and sort of the development of capitalism there. I also was involved in a lot of history of science and technology and the history and development of medicine. And then in the center is a word cloud from a project that I did for my capstone, which was combining both my majors together for something about the different changing perspectives of invasive and introduced species in Hong Kong over colonial history. So that was really cool, and I got to work together with professors for that. I know a lot of you guys are interested in research, so this is one of the sort of science research that I've been up to. I'm currently part of Dr. Caroline Dingle's lab. You can find us all on Twitter. And so with that, I've been involved since my second year, where I just asked volunteer work and got involved then. And so I'm working with urban birds, such as urban cockatoos, oriental magpie robins, red-whiskered bulbuls, things like that. And so I started off as a volunteer during the summer, checking out bird boxes and things like that. And right now I'm doing my capstone final year project with her. And as you can see, at HKU, there's less of a teacher-student divide. And so it's very easy to get involved with these types of projects in the science faculty. They're all really nice. They're all really lovely people. And as you can see, even during sort of the coronavirus, we still have weekly lab meetings in which we talk about these sorts of things. In my third year, I got the chance to study abroad at the University of Leeds. As Jashika said, a lot of it was also paid for me. So about half of the expenses were covered by the university through the Leeds Acc&Fin. So in addition to doing a lot of sort of meeting up with friends from Hong Kong, my flatmates, getting involved with the Quidditch team, I also did some traveling to different places around the UK, such as Manchester, York, Bradford, things like that. And then I also got to sort of fulfill a childhood dream of mine, which was to go to the Yorkshire Dales and visit the limestone pavements, Mountain Tarn, Mountain Cove, and do a lot of science research there. And a lot of my classes and credits from that transferred over to HKU, so I didn't have to defer my studies for this course, which was really nice. I liked studying at the University of Leeds so much that I extended my initial 6-month stay to do an overseas research fellowship. So this was funded by the University of Hong Kong science faculty, in which I did some summer research looking at bioacoustics, so insect noises and how we can track them in gardens. So on the left is my professor or PI at the University of Leeds, Dr. Christopher Hassel. On the right is Dr. Caroline Dingle, who was my advisor at HKU. And then as you can see, I did a research colloquium and presented in front of a group of peers and managed to win first in biology for that year. So I was really proud of that. Some extracurriculars you can get involved with. So on the left over here, here are my mentors. So one in Hong Kong and one in the UK. And so HKU can pair you up through the mentorship program with alumni, and you can learn a little bit more about their future, their careers, things that they got up to. And so it's a very valuable experience to have, and I encourage you to do it if you can. There's a sort of Equal Opportunity Festival, which I was involved with, since I'm also a part of the Equal Opportunity Unit Student Masters. I helped out as sort of with societies in sort of beach cleanups and things like that. At the top, these two pictures are with my tutoring teams. So for the first one, I was an English tutor for the first few years, and then eventually I transferred over to a paid job with the Faculty of Science, where I'm a peer tutor for the Fundamentals of Modern Science course, a class I did really well in. And as you can see, we managed to bring Quidditch to Hong Kong, and so this was an exhibition match that we did for the Equal Opportunity Unit to sort of highlight gender equality and things like that. So lots of things you can do from an academic point of view, from a tutoring point of view, from a volunteering point of view, from a sports point of view. Lots of things you can get involved with. So what's next for me? I'm finishing up my E&B capstone, so my Ecology and Biodiversity capstone. I'm currently teaching science part-time to primary kids with the Big Bang Academy, which is a job I found through the HKU system. I am currently applying to many graduate schools, including Cambridge, which I just had an interview with last week, so hopefully I did well enough in that, as well as the extremely competitive PGDE program in secondary education here at HKU. And I hope one day to get involved in either the scientific or somehow in the scientific communication field in either academia or natural history, depending on how graduate school goes. So take-home message, HKU is full of opportunities, academic or otherwise, that you can take part of no matter your background or goals. GPA is not the only defining characteristics of you at university. So for example, I had a 3.08 in my first year, managed to drag it up to a 3.45-ish, but I'm quite an average student, and I was still able to get involved with all these different types of things. A high GPA makes applying for scholarships easier, but it doesn't mean that you're excluded from everything else. And I have friends with lower GPAs involved at Ocean Park with dolphins and things like that. So lots of things that you can get involved with. A few bits of advice, as Jashika mentioned, check your HKU email very frequently because you'll get all of this information through there. As Shita mentioned, the activities that you can get involved in. So that's something that I'd also advise you to check out. I started off as a biochem major, switched over to ecology and biodiversity and history after some common cores and things like that. So be flexible, find new opportunities, try new things, and don't knock yourself down before you start. So ask to volunteer, ask to sort of get involved with research, with things like that, and you'll be able to find stuff that you can get involved with. So thanks you all for listening, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you all might have. Yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm going to unmute you all to ask questions because now we are